Have you ever felt that some business leaders achieve massive results effortlessly, while others must struggle intensely using the exact same amount of time and resources? The fundamental key to this crucial difference is not their work ethic, but the energetic frequency of consciousness, vibrational level, they emit throughout every single interaction and decision. The prominent psychiatrist and consciousness researcher, Dr. David R. Hawkins, spent over 20 years meticulously mapping the spectrum of human emotions, assigning specific numerical values to each level of awareness. His extensive research demonstrates that negative emotions, like deep fear and overwhelming shame, operate at a low frequency, which literally attracts conflict and failure into the business environment. This revolutionary concept clearly explains why a fear-driven workplace culture can never fully reach its peak potential, regardless of the valuable resources it possesses. What specific consciousness vibration level serves as the critical turning point, separating leadership driven by sheer force versus genuine lasting power? I will fully reveal this extremely crucial numerical inflection point in the middle section of this engaging video. I personally once worked under two distinctly different types of leaders, one who managed using anger and rigid control, and the other with calm vision and profound trust, yielding entirely contrasting outcomes. The leader driven purely by fear produced an anxious, rumor-filled team highly resistant to any necessary change required for company progress and growth. I realized that my deep frustration originated from the collective low-energy field, rather than simply from the objectively challenging and difficult tasks themselves. Perhaps you have also felt trapped inside a toxic office culture where excellent new ideas always fail due to prevalent workplace guilt or widespread apathy from team members. Studying Hawkins' map of consciousness provided me with a sharp, clear lens to diagnose the hidden energetic root of these failures, powerfully showing that a leader's internal condition dictates the performance blueprint for the entire team. We will now see precisely why intentionally raising your personal vibration of consciousness is actually the most potent business strategy available today. The foundational problem hindering organizational progress is operating primarily at consciousness levels below the crucial numerical value of 200, which Hawkins explicitly defines as the region of force. At this destructive, low-energy end of the spectrum reside emotions like shame, 20, and guilt, 30, characterized by deep despair and constant blaming of self or others for poor results. Slightly higher on the scale are fear, 100, and anger, 150, which become the major underlying triggers for command and control leadership styles and ineffective micromanagement tactics. Organizations dominated by energy below 200 consistently experience high internal conflict rates, rapid employee turnover, and widespread inability to adapt effectively to market demands. This low energetic vibration continuously attracts repeated failures and profound problems, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of paralyzing hopelessness within the team environment. Leading from the territory of force requires enormous, constant energy simply to maintain the stagnant status quo within the organization. The core conflict at low energy levels is the severe loss of clear, rational thinking ability, because all cognitive resources are ruthlessly allocated to survival and emotional self-protection. The energy of fear, 100, forces teams to conceal mistakes, hide emerging problems, and systematically avoid necessary risk-taking, which is the primary enemy of genuine innovation and growth. Leadership driven by anger, 150, generates temporary outward compliance, but also creates deep resentment and passive sabotage within the organizational structure over time. Hawkins explains that low energy severely limits an individual's worldview, causing them to perceive threats everywhere, ensuring that any solutions found are invariably reactive and short-sighted. Operating a business from the territory of force is exactly like attempting to drive a powerful car with the handbrake firmly engaged. We must realize that the collective emotional state is far more critical in determining a company's destiny than any supposedly brilliant external market strategy. The revolutionary key to permanently breaking this destructive cycle of low energy is deliberately achieving consciousness level 200, named courage, which serves as the extremely crucial inflection point. This specific numerical point is the open-loop answer I promised you at the start, clearly separating the damaging region of force from the constructive territory of power. Courage represents the very first state where the energy emitted is sufficiently high enough to take constructive action despite the lingering presence of fear and doubt within the individual. At level 200, a person or an entire organization begins seeing possibility, finally releases the blame mindset, and takes full responsibility for their actions and resulting outcomes. Leadership operating at this level immediately gains the energetic capacity to face reality directly, opening wide the door for necessary learning, genuine innovation, and sustainable, long-term growth. Achieving courage provides the necessary internal energy for teams to begin actively exploring new strategies and investing resources with disciplined, optimistic conviction. The next vital solution involves making the intentional, deliberate transition to levels above courage, moving toward willingness, 310, and acceptance, 350, for resilience. After successfully reaching courage, the inevitable emotional hurdle encountered is often corrosive. Pride, 175. The ego energy that fundamentally refuses to learn and admit the necessity of change. Leadership driven by willingness, 310, intentionally releases the damaging ego, choosing instead to become flexible, proactive, and genuinely enthusiastic when facing new market challenges. Acceptance, 350, represents the stage where leaders stop attempting to forcefully change things entirely outside their control, focusing instead on achieving mastery over the controllable situations immediately at hand. This higher energy level creates an adaptive learning culture, allowing the team to view inevitable problems as learning opportunities rather than as judgmental, personal failures. Successfully operating a business from acceptance facilitates an environment of honest information flow and transparent communication across all hierarchical levels. While the Hawkins scale is primarily a psycho-spiritual framework, research in neuroscience and quantum physics supports the foundational premise that higher energy states attract similar resonance in organizational behavior and successful outcomes. Intentionally cultivated positive emotions, such as acceptance and willingness, successfully release necessary neurotransmitters that enhance prefrontal cortex function, literally making leaders smarter, faster, and more creatively strategic. Leadership that consistently emits a high vibrational frequency collectively boosts overall team trust and deep cooperation, minimizing the energy-wasting internal friction effectively. Leading from power means operating the entire organization from a position of inherent abundance, which naturally attracts superior opportunities and the best talent readily available. This principle confirms that a leader's deliberate internal self-work is undeniably the most powerful and crucial external growth strategy available to the organization. Stepping into level reason, 400, marks the comprehensive mastery of pure analytical thought, which is absolutely essential for complex business structuring and necessary market innovation. This high level is fundamentally characterized by logic, profound intellectual understanding, and scientific inquiry, where leaders make all major decisions based on verifiable data and optimized systems, not merely on emotion. At the level of reason, leaders gain the superior ability to see the complete big picture, design robust long-term strategies that are sustainable, and understand complex organizational systems with outstanding clarity. However, Hawkins notes that reason, 400, can become a significant trap if it idolizes logic above everything else, rigidly rejecting the necessary emotion and intuition required for achieving ultimate wisdom. Leadership at this specific level is exceptionally effective for building large corporations. Yet they might sometimes lack the crucial human element essential for maximizing deep employee engagement. The highest sustained level widely reachable by most individuals is level love, 500, which serves as the ultimate catalyst for profound, transformational leadership and widespread societal impact. The level of love is not simply romance, it is a profound state of universal forgiveness, inherent respect, and unconditional compassion, which literally multiplies the effective power of the leader exponentially. Leaders consistently operating at level 500 function from a position of absolute internal trust, organically inspiring unwavering loyalty and deep dedication from their team members, far exceeding simple financial incentives. An organizational culture led from love prioritizes employee personal growth, genuine collaboration, and possesses a purpose far greater than just basic quarterly profit margins. Hawkins' research suggests that a single individual operating consistently at level 500 can effectively counterbalance the collective negative energy of hundreds of thousands of people operating at the lowest levels. Imagine the critical difference between desperately controlling a small raft in fast currents using only a tiny paddle, force, versus utilizing the massive natural water power of a strong river to smoothly guide the raft, power. Force leadership, below 200, relies heavily on pressure, manipulation, and punishment to achieve results, all of which require tremendous, exhausting, and unsustainable energy to maintain over time. Power leadership, above 200, utilizes authority derived internally from inherent integrity and clear, compelling vision, which naturally attracts genuine loyalty and self-motivation from the entire team. Leading from power feels easy, profoundly peaceful, and inherently effective because you are aligned with universal principles instead of constantly fighting external reality. Understanding this energetic scale allows you to cease struggling against your team and immediately begin inspiring them through the high vibration of your own evolving consciousness. In conclusion, the Hawkins Map of Consciousness provides us with a stunning, clear blueprint. True business success fundamentally originates from managing your internal consciousness, energy, frequency, not better time or money management. The conflict between force, below 200, and power, above 200, determines whether you build a fear-based, reactive team or one powered by the power of shared vision and alignment. Scientific application demonstrates that courage, 200, is the single most crucial threshold for initiating positive growth, followed by willingness and acceptance for achieving sustained resilience and market adaptation. Your immediate challenge is not reaching level 500 overnight, but consciously identifying and systematically releasing the low vibration emotions that continuously attract unnecessary problems. Use this powerful science of consciousness to intentionally change your internal vibration and watch how your external business reality dramatically transforms.